way I think of it, Ranchi Mall should have no targets. There's only one process. We having fun, and every person along working with us, them having fun, and customers having fun. The logistical thing that I have to arrange is that I have to make sure that the cash flows, which is required to do all of these, stays, and that's a financial problem. But I'm pretty confident. I've given enough thought to it, and I think that with the roadmap that we are going, I should be able to arrange the cash flows. So I want to be in this business for 50 years from now. I want great products to come out. I want great ideas to come out. I want me to have fun. I want people with us to have fun. I want customers to have fun. Those are the only targets. Although Ranchi Mall is named after Ranchi, it's actually not based out of Ranchi. It's based out of internet. It will have no office of its own, and the idea is to have creative inputs available from all over the world. So we will not have, any fixed place. And also one of my other motivations is that I like to travel a lot, and when I'm traveling, I don't want any constraint like office or to appear. So Ranchi Mall, the way the Ranchi name has been selected because it's the first place on which I'm going to do my local idea testing. It's the place I'm going to try my bootstrapping idea. That's because my parents live here, and that's because place does not matter. And that's the only connection with Ranchi. But technically, Ranchi Mall is not based out of Ranchi, and Ranchi Mall is not even a company. It's a proprietorship, or it's a formless. If we have a product which people on internet want to buy from us, and if we can create that product from people and to whom we can pay, then I don't see any reason why we should have a company. And traditionally, companies have been created to limit the liability of the directors, but because I'm not going to take any loan, so there will not be financial liabilities for me. So I don't see any value in creating a company structure. So Ranchi Mall is not based on Ranchi. Now, because I imagine it, I dream it to be a company on internet, for internet, through internet. So I truly need a solution, a payment solution that can flow on internet to all countries of the world. I traveled to actually quite a few number of countries, and there are some countries in the world where people don't even manage to transfer money outside. If you go to Tanzania, for instance, it's very difficult to send any amount of money outside Tanzania. So we truly need a solution, a payment solution that can work on internet. And at this point of time, the only one solution I think that fits the bill right now are cryptocurrencies. And among the cryptocurrencies, there are two big cryptocurrencies. One is Bitcoins, and the other is Ethereum. But Bitcoin has got a good level of acceptance. If you have Bitcoins, you can convert it into cash into far more number of countries than other cryptocurrencies can. So initially, the DNA, the blood of payments would be Bitcoins, which means that every person who wants to pay will be in Bitcoins, and I would prefer every payment made to us in Bitcoins, unless people don't have access to Bitcoins, which I think will not be a problem 2 or 3 years down the line, the way Bitcoins is spreading. So payments would primarily be made through cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Now I anticipate, I have seen the entire structure of Bitcoin, and I think Bitcoin as a currency is not only going to stay, but is going to expand. And but it's quite possible that a better payment solution may emerge later on, and a better cryptocurrency, and those benchmarks to beat Bitcoin will be very, very high, because Bitcoin itself has some very strong factors going for it. But if it happens into future, then it's a good case to shift into that currency. That's the way I think Ranchi Mall should go. And unfortunately, right now, Bitcoin is a currency which is not taking off as fast as it should. So it means that we have to educate people a little bit about Bitcoins. But the things I'm going to do in any case will need education all over. So I'm not too much afraid of that. So Bitcoin is something you could see as something as like internet of value. Like in 1990s, when internet really came, it was internet of information. Anyone could write something on internet, and that information would be available to anyone. And it was done in such a way that no one person, or no one powerful person, or no one powerful government controlled it. everyone put together, they created a system in which they could exchange information. And now, unfortunately, what happened that we didn't had a good mechanism of transferring money, transferring value. Money is actually not the correct term. Transferring value between people. And we had some temporary solutions, but it was recognized that it's not a global solution. Bitcoin is the first truly global solution where, without needing any other person, any one person in the entire ecosystem can go out of the whole chain, and yet Bitcoins would work. Because Bitcoin is a collective enterprise of a lot of people. It's a totally decentralized system. So if you live in a country like Spain, and all you have to do is to find the nearest Bitcoin exchange, and you can convert your Bitcoins into euros. Or if you live into Malawi, then you could find the nearest Bitcoin exchange and you can convert your local currency into Malawi. And as of now, as we are speaking, Bitcoin is available in almost all of the countries of the world. And some countries have made it illegal, and I think they will realize after some years that it's a huge mistake, because Bitcoin essentially is enabling population of any country transact in net money terms, in net value terms with the rest of the world. And if you deny them that opportunity, it's essentially denying your population an opportunity of making money. It's just like someone is offering gold to a country, and a country is voluntarily refusing accepting that gold as a value. So in short, that is Bitcoin. Now for you as a user, Bitcoin is just a sequence of digits. Okay? It's a sequence of numbers, and you have to keep that number safe. It's an unnamed number. It's not tied to any single person. So long as you have that number carefully with you, your money in Bitcoin will be safe. If anyone gets access to that number, whole soft number, the money is his. And in Bitcoin, the way the system works is no one could reverse the transaction. So it's very important, just as you preserve your cash, you protect your cash very, very carefully, you have to protect this number, this long bit of number, very, very carefully. And and I think Bitcoin is one of the most amazing things which has happened, and it's taking up a little slowly. So some of the revolutionary ideas, it takes some time for them to go slowly. But I think that for the business that I am looking at, the kind of design that I have in my mind, at this point of time, I don't have any solution other than Bitcoins. Any other solution is basically credit card based, ultimately, and those solutions are not very, very scalable, because there are a lot of population who simply don't have access to credit cards. So other than credit cards and debit cards, the only reasonable, I would say, payment solution is Bitcoin. So that's why we have Bitcoin is it for us. So basically, Bitcoin can be divided in any number you want. You could divide it up to 1,000th part, or 5,000th part, or 10,000th part, even a millionth part, and you can actually go even lower. So it's the way Bitcoin was designed. It was designed for micropayments, small payments. So although the Bitcoin value at this point of time, as we are speaking, it's about $415 per Bitcoin, and in euro terms, it's about 360, 370 euros per Bitcoin. But you could easily say, you want to transfer 3.6 euros, and that would be 100 part of Bitcoin. So whenever you transfer a Bitcoin, all you have to say is you want to transfer 1 divided by 100 Bitcoins, and it automatically tell you this is this euro. And there's a small transaction fee associated with the exchange, and it's actually smaller than Visa, MasterCard, or any of the other payment cards systems that you use, or your bank payment systems that you use. And you will exactly transfer 3.6 euros. And so you have to just calculate that number, which gives you the amount of euros or dollars equivalent that you want to transfer. In future, you would not even need to make that transaction, because people would once Bitcoin accepts global acceptance, people will simply say, I am pricing this for 1/10 of a Bitcoin or 1/100th of a Bitcoin. So it will be pure Bitcoin to Bitcoin transaction, not Bitcoin to dollars or Bitcoin to euro transaction, and that may take about 5 to 10 years. And once that happens, then you could simply transfer 1,000th of a Bitcoin directly, and the recipient will receive his value. Okay. So I actually started with a website. That was the first idea, to develop the website, and the website was www.ranchimall.com. But then I realized that the nature of internet usage itself is changing, and the engagement of people is much more higher actually on Facebook than on the website. And since I was starting small, I was starting just by myself initially, I had to prioritize which is the channel I want to focus on. And I realized that initially, all I want is people to be aware of what Ranchi Mall is all about. Essentially, that's the idea. And if I could communicate the whole idea of Ranchi Mall, the best channel at this point of time is Facebook. So our primary place where we are talking about, or we are coordinating with people is, it's not WhatsApp, it's not Twitter, it's actually Facebook. And the place for that is facebook.com/Ranchimall. And we did some target testing. We did some target testing in local consumers for Ranchi initially, and I got some feedback, and we are working on that. So when I discover a major issue in the communication process, I stop the whole process so that we fix it, because we are in no hurry. Essentially we can go up to infinity. So most of our ideas, our announcements, our interactions will happen on ranchimall.com/Facebook. Now once we go into transaction phase, which once the actual product is launched and people have to accept payments and we have to give payments, Facebook may not be a great platform at that point of time. And that's the point when we will start talking about the website. But the website will be www.ranchimall.com, but we are not too much focused on that right now. We are just focused on Facebook page right now. I mean the nature of internet is such that there's a sub-internet now, which is Facebook, and people are now the engagement on, because it's an authenticated internet. People know each other and people have their friends and connections out here. So at this point of time, Facebook makes a lot more sense for our kind of purpose to start our activities with.